cooperation in the health sector, industrial cooperation, green energy cooperation, space technology cooperation. These are some of the agreements, MOUs, which are going to be signed between. From our point of view, this, as I mentioned earlier, this is a very important visit. इससे न सिर्फ ये bilateral cooperation जो पाकिस्तान और चाइना की है, which is a very strong cooperation. China, as you are all aware, is the iron brother of Pakistan. This is how the Chinese also describe their relationship with Pakistan. And this visit would help in strengthening this relationship between our two countries. And then it will also provide an opportunity to review the entire gamut of bilateral cooperation and also including China-Pakistan economic cooperation, which is certainly an extremely important economic project that was launched about 10 years ago. Interestingly, this BRF forum also coincides with the 10 years of celebrations of not only China-Pakistan economic corridor, but also Belt and Road Initiative. And we will also explore the possibility of further cooperation in various areas. This is 2 days the Prime Minister will be in Beijing, and then Prime Minister will also undertake a visit to Xinjiang province. Xinjiang province, as you are aware, is the main artery of China-Pakistan economic corridor. Again, a very, very important region which borders Pakistan. It is certainly one of the most important regions of China, as it connects 8 other countries as well. So it is something which is extremely important. Prime Minister in Xinjiang will address the Xinjiang University. That his program includes an address, as well as meetings with the business community. It's a day-long visit, and then following the Xinjiang visit, he will return to Pakistan. The Prime Minister will also say his Jummah prayer in the Grand Mosque of Xinjiang. So that's something which is again part of his program. So this is something that I thought that I will brief you. The second important development that I thought that I'll share it with you is the decision by the OIC to convene an extraordinary emergency meeting of the Executive Committee of the OIC in Jeddah on the 18th. I will be, since Pakistan is part of the Executive Committee of the OIC, as part of the previous chair of the Council of Foreign Ministers. So we will also be attending this. I will be attending this OIC meeting on the 18th. Certainly, Palestine is a very, very important issue for us. So we will certainly discuss the ongoing situation. There is absolutely no doubt that Israel has committed aggression. They have conducted airstrikes on the civilian population, which has resulted in the death of several innocent men, women, and children. We also condemn the siege of Gaza, and this is a very unfortunate situation in the sense that in Gaza, people have no water, they have no health facilities, they have no food, which is again something which creates one of the major humanitarian crises. And this is a situation that can be equated with genocide. As a matter of fact, it is a genocide being conducted by Israel against the poor people of Palestine. Our position is that Israel must respect the international law, the UN resolutions on Palestine, which recognizes the right of self-determination of the Palestinian people. And then we also feel that this is also the result of 7 decades of illegal occupation of Israel of the Palestinian territories, which from Pakistan has always believed that this must be vacated and the UN Security Council resolutions must be respected. And lastly, I would say that on the Palestinian issue, that our position is that any attempt to equate equate Israel, which is an aggressor, with that of the Palestinian struggle, that is unacceptable for Pakistan. Pakistan would demand that Palestinian right to self-determination must be respected, and then Israel must be given, a separate independent status should be accepted by not only Israel but also by the international community with the pre-1967 borders and Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. So that certainly remains Pakistan's consistent position with regard to this particular issue. So I think we can certainly now, if there are any questions, I'll be very happy to respond to those questions.
वज़ीर ख़ारिजा जलील अब्बास जिलानी न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं। उनकी जानिब से बताया गया है कि 18 अक्टूबर को वज़ीर आज़म चीन का दौरा करेंगे, जहां पर वो चीनी क़यादत से मुलाकात करेंगे और उनके जो सरमायाकारी के बड़े इदारे हैं उनके साथ मुलाकात होगी।
आपको क्या लगता है OIC कितने इफेक्टिवली पाकिस्तान ड्राइव कर सकता है सारी सूरत हाल में, क्योंकि पूरी दुनिया में पाकिस्तान सिर्फ एक ऐसा मुल्क है जिसने बाकायदा अपने पासपोर्ट पर लिखा है कि इसके शहरी इसराइल का सफर नहीं कर सकता, एंड दिस शोज पाकिस्तान कमिटमेंट एज वेल। इसके अलावा आप क्या समझते हैं कि इतनी शदीद जो बमबारी हो रही है वहाँ पर एक ह्यूमैनिटेरियन क्राइसिस जन्म ले रहा है, अगर हम कोई मदद करना चाहें भी तो वो हम किस तरीके से करेंगे? डू वी हैव एनी वे आउट फॉर दैट?
जहाँ तक तो इसके प्रोविजन ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस इज कंसर्न, तो उसके ऊपर we are already in touch with the United Nations agencies, with the international humanitarian organizations. We are also, our missions in Geneva and New York, who are dealing with the UN matters, they are also in touch with the concerned UN agencies. But unfortunately, so far, there is a complete siege as far as Gaza is concerned. We would provide immediate humanitarian assistance, and that's something for which we are already in touch with the relevant agencies. And in this forum, this is a very important forum, the OIC Foreign Ministers meeting that is taking place in Jeddah. This particular aspect is going to be highlighted. Certainly, this meeting is meant to have the following objectives. Number one, to develop a coordinated response of the OIC member countries in respect of the current situation in Palestine. Secondly, how do we bring an end to this violence that has been perpetuated by Israel against the innocent Palestinian people. And thirdly, how do we provide immediate humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people who have been besieged by the Israeli action. We are ready. We are, as I said, that we are ready to provide immediate humanitarian assistance. We are also in touch with the Egyptian authorities, who are the neighbors, and in fact, we have been told only this morning that they are not allowing Israel is not allowing any assistance as of now, but this is something that we, along with the OIC member countries and the international community, we would make a very forceful case for the early provision of humanitarian assistance to the people of Palestine.
Sir, Saudi Arabia.
Sorry, yes, we coordinate our position on this particular issues as well as many other international issues of concern very, very closely with the with the Saudi government. I had a very good meeting with the Saudi foreign minister in New York, and then I'm also looking forward to my meeting with the Saudi foreign minister during my visit to Saudi Arabia day after tomorrow.
China-related questions first. जी.
सर ये बताइए कि अभी तो चाइना विजिट करने जा रहे हैं हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, और आपने कुछ जो नए MOU साइन होने के हवाले से बात की, तो CPEC के हवाले से जो कंसर्न था या फिर सिक्योरिटी के हवाले से, क्या उसके ऊपर भी कोई बात या फिर उसके लिए कोई नया डायलॉग या कोई नया MOU साइन होने जा रहे हैं?
हमारी चाइना के साथ एक ऑनगोइंग डायलॉग उनके साथ है ऑन चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर. चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर हमारे ख्याल के मुताबिक इट्स ए सक्सेस स्टोरी. It's a success story from our point of view, economic success story, and also from the Chinese point of view, it's certainly a great success story. It is presented as a model of good cooperation and economic cooperation between China and Pakistan. Obviously, there are security-related concerns, but then there is an external dimension to this security problem that we face. Certainly China and Pakistan are cooperating and coordinating very, very closely in order to blunt the activities of the externally driven terrorist forces who are trying to create hurdles in the successful implementation of China-Pakistan economic corridor. I think I recently, when I was in Tibet, I had a very good meeting with the Chinese foreign minister, and I think both sides can draw satisfaction from the kind of good cooperation that has been forged, even to take this China-Pakistan economic corridor process forward. As you are aware that we have already completed the first phase, we are going to enter into the second phase. And the second phase also includes not only the upgradation of railways, but also in many other areas, which include science and technology, development of industrial zones, and also agriculture cooperation. So these are, and then cooperation in technological areas. So that's something that we are going to discuss. Prime Minister is going to discuss during this visit.
When in China, the Chinese Foreign Minister has already been contacted by Secretary Blinken for a role in the Middle Eastern crisis. We also want extension of CPAC to Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is estranged with Pakistan because of the recent administrative measures against the illegal immigrants inside Pakistan. So how Prime Minister will coordinate on all these aspects? If the United States is asking Chinese cooperation for Middle East, are we having some proactive policy during our meeting with the Chinese leadership? And President Putin, I believe, is also traveling to Beijing. Is there any chance of a meeting, bilateral meeting or interaction over there with President Putin to discuss these issues like Palestine and mutual cooperation? Thank you.
I would first come to the last part of your question, which is a meeting with the world global leaders. You are absolutely right that President Putin will also be visiting Beijing to attend the BRF forum. As I mentioned earlier, that Prime Minister's meeting with the world leaders who are participating in this forum, and there is a likelihood of meeting most of the leaders during the visit. These meetings